So this video is going to be on this horrible crime that happened just down the street, a couple hundred yards from here. This is Highway 34 in Dadeville, just down the street from this church. On the 1st of August, a little 12-year-old girl was able to chew through her. She was tied to a bed, and she was able to chew through her restraints and escape and get out to the road here and flag down somebody and get some help. Well, police believe when police got in there, they found that the little girl's mother and brother had both been killed by their mother's boyfriend, Jose Reyes. And I'm going to put his picture right here, but I'm not going to say his name again. I'm just going to call him Scumbag because that's what he is. But he killed her mother and her brother, they believe, on like the 24th of July, just last month, and dismembered their bodies. He smothered his girlfriend with a pillow, and he killed the baby brother by just beating him with hands, fists, and feet. And he dismembered them. And he tied this 12-year-old girl to the bed and was abusing her. And they believe she was tied to that bed for over a week, or around a week. So she escaped on Monday, the 1st of August, earlier this month. And they believe she had been tied up to the bed for a week. Now, the Jose Reyes, or the Scumbag, he had been leaving her tied up and going to work as a construction worker in Auburn. So that's where he was at the time. And they were able to, the U.S. Marshals were able to find him and get him into custody that afternoon. So, little girl's a hero. She chewed through her restraints. I think she used her braces, or her braces got messed up during the process, but she was able to get free and get out and get to help somebody just driving by here. So, I'm going to drive out of here and drive down to where it's at and show you how close it is to this church, because there's a little bit of a personal anxiety I have about this case because of the proximity I was to some of the stuff that was going on. And I'll go over that in a minute. So anyway, they think that her mother and brother were killed. This 12-year-old girl's mother and brother were killed on around the 24th of July last month. And I guess at that point he had tied this little girl to the bed. And that, I think the 24th was a Sunday. So he tied her to the bed and abused her and kept her drugged and alcohol to kind of keep her restrained, and had her there for over a week tied to that bed. And where this is a little personal anxiety for me is that Thursday night at 6:30, I was at work. I worked from 6 to 6 at night in the morning. My wife calls me about 6:30. She was getting groceries, and she told me her van had broke down on this road here, the 34. So I called my son, and I got him to come over here and just try to get it off the road. And I told him to try to get it to this church parking lot here, and then I would take care of it the next morning if he could just get it this far. And I was pretty sure the alternator went bad from what my wife described. It sounded like that was the alternator. And somebody actually came by, and a real nice lady that lives in the neighborhood we lived in was able to get her and my daughter home that night. And then my son came and got the van, and he was able to put a jump box on it and get it started and get it to this parking lot. I'll leave it here for me, and I'll show you a picture. The picture he sent me of where the van was is I'll put it right here. Anyway, and that's where basically my truck is parked right now. But anyway, I started thinking about that because I got off work Friday morning at 6 and went and picked up my car trailer and came out here to pick up the van. And you know, my car trailer's got one of those big manual winches on it, and the van wouldn't start, so I had to manually winch it up. And I was out here working and having to winch a little, turn the steering wheel. It took me about an hour. I think I was out here about 9 o'clock in the morning. That would have been Friday morning. And this is literally like 200 or 300 yards from where this stuff was taking place. And it kind of bothers me a little bit that, you know, that day when I was here trying to get my van loaded up, I was this close to what was going on there. And obviously you don't know what's going on, but you kind of wish you could have known, because maybe you could have done something, you know. But anyway, I just feel weird about it, because at that time I'm probably one of the closest human beings to her at that time, physically, geographically. So that kind of bothers me a little bit. The whole time I was here loading that van, she's a couple hundred yards away suffering. And then I also think about my wife. You know, she broke down about the place is that way, but my wife broke down about a couple hundred yards that way. She'd have went another 30 seconds or so, she could have broke down, you know, right in front of this house. And what would that have done? I don't know. You know, it's just weird to think about that. You know, he could have stopped to help her or something like that. I mean, who knows how that would have went? I mean, there's a lot of what ifs. You can do that all day long, I'm sure, you know, but still a thought that, you know, thank God they were down there and didn't have to interact with somebody. What if they'd have broke down right in his driveway? I mean, who knows? He probably would have came out and just tried to hit real hard to get him out of the area because of what was going on inside. But it's just weird to think about all the proximity we had to this. And then, you know, when I was here, that's 72 hours before she escaped. And then again on Monday morning, when I got off work at 6 in the morning, I drove, you know, right by here. And she escaped Monday morning sometime. I don't know if it was 1 minute after I drove through here or 2 or 3 hours, but that's weird to think about too. It could have just as easily been me seeing her coming out of that trailer and able to stop and help. Thank God the person that did stop and help, she's being considered a guardian angel, and this little girl has obviously been through a traumatic experience, but strong will and got herself out. And the guy's been arrested. He's going to pay for it, hopefully with his life. But anyways, just a crazy thing that's happened here, and just bothers me a little bit about all the close proximity I was to this evil. Anyway, not going to do my normal tagline at the end of this thing. I just think it's weird that, you know, we drive by houses all day long, thousands of people, people's lives, and you never know what's going on. But it's just crazy to think about some of the stuff goes on in this world. Anyway, make sure you hug the people you love a little harder today. And I'll see you soon.